clouds in the sky. Dropped my ice cream cone on the sidewalk. Turned on my computer and it's a blue screen. Dirt on the ceiling, how did it get there? In the holes in the fence in the backyard, there are clowns watching me. Evil cactus, where are you? Hear my cries. The pain of ants gnawing my foot all over. The carpet salesman won't leave me alone. A zipper heard in a dark bathroom. Run away. Why do I have cat repellent as body odor? Why did I look down that laser pointer barrel? Ring permanently stuck on my finger and cutting off the circulation.
Broke.as.node. 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 Broke.as.node.
Broke.as.node.
Broke.as.node.
Broke.as.node.
All right. Yeah. New theme song. I don't know if we'll keep that one or not. We might do you know what'd be cool, Troy? We do a full version of that. I make a full band with the drums, bass, 2 guitars, the whole deal. And we re-record that. Maybe keeping the lyrics, maybe adding some new things.
I don't know. I think that by acoustic itself is pretty good.
You like it acoustic? We'll have to listen to it. We'll see how it comes out. I liked it too, but I mean, imagine. I don't know. We'll see. Trying to get the mic levels right now. You might be hearing some crazy stuff on the other end. Apologies to that. I think we're good here. All right, so this is Broke.as.node, episode 7. Yeah, we're on 7 now. Going strong. It is October 4th. I wanted to do this on October 3rd so we could be like, don't forget October 3rd. Because that would have been perfect.
But as all of us guys with low-paying jobs, we're always busy.
Troy was a busy boy yesterday. That's all right, though. Today we found some time. You haven't been on the podcast, actually, in a while. Since episode 3, right?
No.
DragonCon. And then we did 3. We did a 3 series with Tony, and now we're back. Just me and you, this one. So, yeah. Well, we didn't introduce ourselves. We got
Troy.
Mr. Troy O'Boyo, the Troy Meister, Mr. T. Roy, Mr. T, the guy, the Broke.as.node. I don't know. That's all of our titles. With you as always, I'm Lucas. Happy to be here. We had a fun one. We had a fun weekend. Me and Troy did. It was just me and you. I mean, feels a good time.
I mean, it was sad that we couldn't go the whole weekend of AWA, but the one day we did go, it was fun.
It was a good time, and that's what I was about to announce. We went to AWA, which for those of you not from Georgia or not into cons or not into anime or whatever, it stands for Anime Weekend Atlanta. That's primarily what this podcast is going to be about. So if you do hate those things, I don't know, maybe not listen to this, or maybe do. See if you'd like it. It's fun. We had fun. It got weird. It's cool. That's what you want. You want a good con gets a little weird.
Yeah.
Especially an anime con. It's all going to get a little weird, and it was a good time. But yeah, last year me and Troy went for what, Friday and Saturday, and that was fun. We missed out on Saturday this year, and that was a bummer. Definitely.
Yeah.
Saturday gets really crazy. They get quite full, but it's fun. Saturday night is a good time. It's a party time.
But on my part, due to missing out on Saturday, I got to meet up with my other group of friends and do a Pathfinder session.
That was pretty cool. I didn't get to join in on that, but we need to do our own D&D game one of these days. Our group, one day.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've played.
Yeah, if any of y'all didn't know, Pathfinder is kind of like Dungeons and Dragons.
Similar. It sounds. There's some pretty cool differences, though.
There's a few rules here and there that are different.
But it's the same idea of tabletop gaming, using your imagination kind of as you play. Which is fun, if you've never done it. But anyways, back to AWA. Like Troy said, we only got to go on Friday. I had to work the next day. He had that to do, so it was a whole thing. But we still had fun on Friday. We got there pretty early, right? We got our tickets by 12:30, I want to say. We got the line was long, though. It was long this year.
Yeah, it's getting more popular. Maybe they'll have to start renting out another place. Apparently I was reading some comments on the AWA Facebook page, and apparently they're in contract with this location for at least a few more years. I don't know. People weren't exactly sure how much longer it was going to be, but once they run out of that contract, it might be time for them to move, and get a bigger location. But I don't know. That would kind of stink, though. I love it. I love it there. It's a good place. It's at the Waverly in Atlanta. It's right up there on the perimeter. Parking is free, which is terrific for Atlanta. You don't get that at too many Atlanta cons. And I'm finally starting to get to know my way around that place.
Well, it's not big. I don't know.
Yeah.
it's not big. It's just two.
Well, me being direction impaired, it's good for me.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool. We saw a lot of good cosplays. If you follow us on Facebook, we put our photos up of them.
Yeah.
So you can check those out. A lot of good cosplays. It's a good cosplay event. Maybe not, it's not as big as Dragon Con. Dragon Con's the big con, but this one's right after Dragon Con, and it's still a good time.
Yeah.
And a lot of good cosplays, definitely. You see more anime cosplays, which is cool, though.
Yeah, and I brought a brand new camera for this event, so the pictures should be pretty darn good.
Yeah. Absolutely. So they turned out. What are we getting? We're getting some. What is that? Oh, that's. Okay. Sorry. Anyways, I did that out. So, anyways, yeah, we took some good pictures. Troy took some good pictures, I should say. A lot of fun doing that. But we actually went as Pin Pineapple Apple Pin, and some people actually recognized us.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. That was fun. We got to perform the song once. We could have done it all day. Troy got tired of doing it, so I was like, all right. Well, if you haven't heard Pin Pineapple Apple Pin yet, look that crap up, because it's amazing.
Also, sometimes we got separated doing other things.
Yeah, that's true. Troy is just like Dragon Con at AWA. He kind of likes to go off and do his own thing. You will stay in that AMV room all day, or you just watch anime. I'm like, Troy, you can do that at home.
Well, I only go into the AMV room when there's a time in between stuff that I want to go to.
Yeah, fair enough. We actually saw the Disney AMV panel. That was fun. That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
We did Disney songs. AMVs, if you don't know, anime music videos, it's just they're fan edited most of the time. They put together scenes from the anime, or they edit their own stuff. But we saw it where they edited it with Disney songs exclusively.
Yeah, and the first one, well, I guess it was the second one. The second one we saw was probably my favorite. It was the Be Prepared song, that Scar song.
Yeah, that one was good.
And it was done with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood scenes, and it had the father figure singing it out.
Yeah, that was cool.
And making the homunculi look like the hyenas.
Yeah. Making
them sing the hyena lines.
That was fun watching that. What were some of the good panels? I don't want to go through them all, but we saw they had Totally Lame Anime. That was our second time watching it. That was pretty fun. Yeah. It's always in the main room. They have a big room at AWA where all the main events happen. Much like Dragon Con has 4 of those. It has one big one, but that room can fit 10,000 people, maybe not that many, but a lot. A few thousand. So they had it there. That was kind of cool. They show us what was because he showed us the anime about. It started out as a beer commercial. It was these penguins drinking beer for various reasons, and then and then he's like, listen, for whatever reason, they decided that they would make not a live action, but a movie, a whole movie about these penguins. This is back in the 80s. And this is in Japan, obviously. It's anime-style penguins, kind of. And he's like, but for whatever reason, instead of doing a light fun kids movie with penguins, and these look like kid friendly penguins. Like they don't look like realistic. They're like cartoon penguins. It's like for whatever reason they decided to do a very serious melodrama set around during and after the Vietnam War. We're like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah, there was like 3 penguins in the beginning of this, and they were in that battle, and 2 of them died, making the survivor have PTSD.
Yeah, he has PTSD the rest of the movie, and then he meets his love, and then they fall in love, and then he gets in a fight with like her agent because she's a singer. It gets crazy. There's like all these crazy melodramatic moment, and it's all these kid-friendly looking. There's even a musical number randomly halfway through. The guy's like, "Yeah, no, this is the only musical number in the entire movie. They just decided to do that halfway through the movie."
And then when they tried to take her away, he goes all PTSD episode like. And starts beating them up.
Beating the crap out of these group of bad penguins.
And then he gets arrested, and he said apparently that was the end.
And that's the end, I would think. He said it's, apparently no one wants to take credit for that movie, so it's incredibly hard to find. So, we're like, okay. I can't remember the name of it. He told us, but...
And I have one to top that.
Apparently he topped that at the same panel.
Yeah. This... Can't remember what exactly it's called. I think it's the Frog Boy of the Pond or something like that.
I gotta find this one.
And it looks like a kid-friendly cartoon with these frogs and other amphibian-like creatures living around this pond. But this pond is ruled by a mob boss. And and the beginning of it, right off the bat, it was the frog parents and the frog babies trying to swim away from these newts. And these newts eat every last baby.
What?
Except for one.
What?
And
I didn't see this. I left.
Yeah. Right off the bat, it was things eating babies. That was the start of this kid-friendly looking thing. And later on, they find the last baby, and he grows up, and they move to this pond, and this pond is ruled by a frog mob boss. And all throughout the rest of this movie, that guy just makes the frog boy and his parents' life miserable.
Just like killing off people?
Yeah. And there was like various crazy scenes, like the lobster that was working under this frog mob boss beat up a freaking mama turtle to death to get the last egg of her batch that survived, and she died for it. And then later on, we find out it was a ping pong ball.
What?
She sacrificed herself for a ping pong ball.
What the heck?
And that eventually broke the frog boy. He started getting really crazy.
Oh my.
And because they were trying to do this as a kid-friendly cartoon, they had to make an ending to seem right. So the frog mob boss apologizes for all the stuff that he's done, and eventually they make up.
What?
But if you want to see the rest of it, you'll have to go to AWA next time. He's probably going to show it again.
Yeah, he shows a lot of the same animes every year. Just because it's like they're so
And this was
profound.
brand new, and it got a lot of good attention. So he's probably going to show it again.
Yeah, we'll probably show that one again. But so that was always fun. Totally Lame Anime is always fun because you never know what you're going to actually get. But while Troy was watching that, like I mentioned, I missed out on that. On the end of that Totally Lame Anime. I stayed for about half of it, and then I left to go get Johnny Young Bosch's, I think that's how you say his name. I apologize if I'm murdering that. But Johnny Young Bosch's autograph, he was going to be there. He was there, and he's like one of my favorite voice actors. I mean, he's awesome. He does Ichigo from Bleach. He does Iza from Durarara. He's the main guy in Akira, if you've ever seen Akira. He's in Full Metal, I think. He does someone. I think he did someone in Full Metal. I know he's in Naruto. He did someone from Naruto. Like a lot of animes I haven't seen. People love Code Geass. who was it? Brian was telling me I need to watch that, and I haven't watched it, but he's in that. Like, so he's in a lot of stuff, and he's really good. I'm a huge Bleach fan, and I love the character Ichigo. He's my favorite, so obviously I went there. I'm also a huge Stu Ra fan, and I love Izaya, so he's like my favorite character in both of those shows. So
and you got a cool picture.
I did get a good picture. I was going to get to that. I got there. The line was so crazy long I couldn't even get in. So I went outside, took over a Pokemon gym on Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go was pretty lit here, though it wasn't a great place for it. That's what sucked. Everyone was playing it, so you're getting good spawns and stuff, but it was hard, like, because the signal just wasn't good. And there weren't that many Pokestops or gyms. There were only 2 gyms in the entire AWA. But anyways, so I come back in, and I was the last person they let in line. They ended up letting 2 other guys because they just felt bad for them. Those guys had been checking in every 5 minutes. Because the line, I went to the line, and like, the line's too full. And I was like, crap, I'm going to have to wait. So finally I got in, and me and this other guy were the last guy, and then, like I said, they let 2 other people in. But it was crazy, and I waited in line a good hour for him. And I get to the front, and the entire time I'm wanting to say, because this guy's awesome. I wanted to be like, I really love Bleach. It really got me into anime. It was one of the ones that kind of like really got me into it, and your voice acting was a big part of that because I just thought you did Ichigo so well. You were super, your voice acting on that is just so relatable but so cool at the same time. And I really love you as Izaya. I just think it's some of the best voice acting I've ever heard. You just make that character so much more full and make him much more cynical and stuff through his little call from Samantha there. I'll call her back. Anyways, you just made the character so much more cynical and all that good stuff. You're just an amazing voice actor. But by the time I got to him, I'd been waiting in line, and it was a little like late in the day. I was a little tired. I'd only gotten like 5 hours of sleep the night before, due to insomnia, whatever. And I'm just like, "Hey man, your line's really long." And he's like, "Yep." And I'm like, "You're the man today, man." And he's like, "Yeah." And he just hands me. That didn't go well. But I ended up I'm kicking myself. I got that small little picture of Izaya. It's just so small. It looks awesome. I love it. And he signed it. He signed it as Izaya, too, which is pretty cool.
Izaya doing, like, the picture motion with the fingers.
Because he loves humans. That's his whole character. So he loves to, like, have these mental images of moments in his life. So that's cool. He signed like his symbol, I guess, as his actual signature, kind of, and then he signs as his character below that, which is pretty cool. But I'm kicking myself. I should have got a bigger one of Ichigo in his hollow form. It was really cool looking. It was $20. I was like, I need to save money, so I got the $10 one. That was dumb. Should have got the big one. But what about you, Troy? You missed out on getting autographs at all.
Let me see.
The guy who played Edward Ulrich was there. I'm sure his line was long. I think he was only in there on Saturday, though. He goes a lot, though, apparently. Although they banned him for a while, apparently. I couldn't figure out why.
Yeah, but that was probably the dubbed actor, wasn't it?
Yeah, the dubbed actor. Yeah, you don't like the dubbed actor?
I only watched the Japanese subtitle.
Oh, Troy only watches Japanese subtitle.
I didn't really like the English dubbed for Full Metal.
You're crazy, Troy.
But I mean, I think while you was doing that, I was like at totally lame anime, watching most of it. The rest of it was that Frog Boy at the Pond cartoon thing. And let's see.
And then what did you do? We did later that night. We met up with Brino. It was cool to meet up with Brino. We did some cool stuff. Well, we did Anime Hell. That's what we did. We tried to go to the panel. We tried to go to a panel with the topic was badass MFs, women in anime. So it's like really badass anime women. But it was good, but we were getting hungry, so we were like, let's go to the restaurant. Jock and Jill's, we go there every year. It's a tradition. Brenda's done that 8 years in a row.
And I mean, I don't know how popular the anime that they were mentioning was, but they weren't doing like any of the popular ones.
They did a few. They did the android from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, that was like the only one I recognize.
But they did. We were waiting for Misaka from Attack on Titan, because to me she's one of the most badass female characters of all time. She is awesome.
Yeah.
But they never got to her, so that was disappointing. But after dinner, we did Anime Hell.
Yeah.
That's always fun. If you ever go to AWA, don't miss Anime Hell. It was huge this year. They filled that room up.
Yeah.
That was crazy. We didn't. Last year we just kind of walked on in and it wasn't that bad. But this year they filled it up. They had a line. They didn't even have a line last year.
Well, I mean, that is like the biggest weird panel at that con.
On Friday, at least. They have other stuff on Saturday, but yeah, it's a big event. So that was fun. And that's just crazy. He just puts together random videos from weird...
Yeah.
And not just anime.
And it would be hard to describe it to you.
Yeah.
You just gotta go there to see this weird stuff yourself.
That's really all we can say about that. I mean, you should check it out. That's fun. That guy has been doing it forever, though. Didn't he say this is his 19th Anime Hell?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. He's been doing it like since the con started, just about. I don't think it's much older than that, if it's older than that. I'm not sure how old it is. I know it's not as old as Dragon Con, but and Dragon Con was 30 years, I think, this year. 35 years, maybe? I can't remember. Anyways, so that was cool. Y'all were in Anime Hell. I went and checked out a few panels while y'all were in that. I actually ended up leaving because I had to use the bathroom. And I was like, I'm going to just check out some other panels. And I checked out the Japanese Spirit panel.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. Did we do anything after that, or were we done? I think we walked around a bit. It's fun to just walk around at night, because that's when all the crazy cosplayers come out.
And that's when I was taking like most of my photos. And in the time in between Totally Lame Anime and Anime Hell.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't get to do many panels, but out of the ones that we did go to, or the events we did go to, it was fun. But it is Friday, it's the starting day, so it takes a while getting up. Saturday is usually the day you want to go.
Yeah, Saturday was...
Saturday is packed with panels.
Oh yeah, they have a lot. We'll go next year. Next year we're thinking about getting a hotel, staying close, doing... If we did that, we could do live podcasts. Not live, but... Well, maybe. We could maybe figure out something live, but like from our hotel room. Like take a break and go do some podcasting and then go back to the con. That would be pretty cool.
Maybe.
That would be cool. But yeah, I mean, what else was there? Anything I missed? We did a K-pop panel, but that was kind of lame.
Yeah.
I did a Pokemon panel, but that was kind of lame. I was disappointed in some of the quality of the panels. When you have a panelist, like, I'm not expecting anything crazy. This is all panels at all cons. I'm not expecting anything crazy, any gimmicky or anything, but like, know what you're talking about. Know what you're talking about and be excited about what you're talking about, because some of these people are just like, I don't know. They did the Pokemon one. There were people on the Pokemon panel who were too young to even play red, blue, gold versions, like any of that. But yeah, my first Pokemon game was black, and not that that's wrong. Don't get me wrong, but like, and I'm glad they're into Pokemon. But it's just like, I don't know. And they're like, yeah, I've never actually played the old ones, and it's like, what?
And also, it's all right to straight off, like maybe once or twice, but at that K-pop panel, that girl kept on getting interrupted by her friends who were like in the front
she
row.
was actually really good. She knew her K-pop clearly, and she was clearly very into K-pop, but her friends were there and kept interrupting her like every 5 minutes with like screaming something or whatever. I don't know. It just made it... I feel bad for her. Like, she was clearly getting irritated.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to be a panelist, try to keep your friends or
if you have rowdy
any
fans.
Collaborators that might be helping you with the panel, or just bombing your panel by showing up.
Yeah, they just showed up. They weren't even like sitting down. Someone were sitting down, and someone would just show up. It was like, what?
Yeah.
But I mean, she knew her K-pop. Me and Troy just aren't super into K-pop, so we were kind of like, okay. But
of course, they were mostly just selling boy band ones.
Troy doesn't like the boy bands. We know why Troy listens to K-pop. Oh, I know. Don't even lie. Same reason you like fan service anime. He's laughing because he knows I'm right. But yeah, so that was cool. But the Pokemon panel was just kind of like, I don't know, people asked some questions and they didn't know the answer for it. They weren't even cosplaying as Pokemon. Like, we went to MomoCon and we saw that Assassination Classroom panel, and that was pretty cool. Like, I mean, there were some things they could have improved on. Like, it was literally just trivia the entire time. There's some other stuff they could have done, I felt. But the trivia was still fun, and they still got to talk. But those girls were in cosplay. There was like, what, 6 or 7 of them?
And we actually get to see 2 of them.
Yeah, we saw them at AWA. It was cool. It's the same people.
They were just walking around as probably just regular convention goers.
But yeah, which I wish they did a panel at AWA.
But they were probably at the Assassination Classroom photo shoot.
Oh, I'm sure they were. Yeah, we didn't go to any photo shoots this year. We should have.
But I saw that there was a lot.
This year, I don't know if they did it last year at AWA. I can't remember, but at least this year they had a lot of photo shoots planned. So you could go to a certain anime's photo shoot, and they had people coming in that were like professionally doing it, and people who just did it casually. And you could go and take pictures there. You could know where it was, or join in if you're dressed as that anime or whatever. So that was kind of cool to see that.
Yeah.
But anyways, those girls, not only did they cosplay, and not only were their cosplays really well done, they knew their stuff.
Yeah.
They knew everything about Assassination Classroom. People, because they were grilling people, and they had some tough trivia, and people would say something like, "No, that's wrong because of this," and everything else. So that was fun because they knew what they were talking about.
And the way they would react to like certain sentences and all about the anime, it's like that they had heart for that anime.
Yeah, you tell they have big fans, but I don't know. My Pokemon panel was kind of a letdown. They didn't really seem like huge fans, which with Pokemon, I was like, come on, y'all could have found some really big. I don't know, I'm not going to speak for all of them. Some of them seemed like they did. I didn't stay long enough to really get a great feel about it anyways, but it was still alright. It was still cool to meet other Pokemon fans. We were all playing Pokemon Go the entire time, of course. But yeah, I mean, AWA has a lot. We didn't really shop around in the fan art section this year.
Yeah, we didn't go to the vendors.
We were kind of both broke, so we didn't really stick in the vendors. But AWA's vendors are really cool. They got a lot of stuff, Japanese-themed stuff, obviously. More of that type of stuff than Dragon Con would even. Dragon Con has a bigger vendor area, but AWA's is still pretty big. And it's more themed, which is cool.
Yeah.
Whereas Dragon Con's just kind of everything nerdy. This one, of course, is, yeah. But yeah, so that's always cool. And, yeah, man, I mean, I think that's it. I think we just covered the whole... Well, because we were only there a day.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I had fun. Another solid year at AWA. We'll be back next year. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely going to go back to MomoCon next year. That was fun. We didn't get to do a MomoCon podcast. We started the podcast way after, but... Next year we will. We'll have a MomoCon podcast. Let y'all know how that goes. That's pretty fun. Definitely. It's kind of like...
And hopefully at least one of these next year cons we'll be actually doing a panel.
That is our goal. We're going to try to have a panel of our own. So, if we're talking smack about all these panels, we better be able to back it up. We will be tested. Well, that's about it, I guess, for today. Anything else to add, Troy? You good?
Yeah.
Awesome. Please, if you haven't already, if you're on Twitter, check us out. We are Broke.as.node at Broke_at_node on Twitter. Look us up there. If you have it on Facebook, look us up there. If you're watching on YouTube, both of those links are in the description, so not too hard to get to. We'll keep you updated. We also like to share a lot of nerdy stuff on those current nerdy news that we can't get to in the podcast, so we can stay a little more current. So if you're into that stuff, follow us, like us. If you want us to do anything, if you're listening to this podcast, you've listened to them in the past, whatever, and you have a theme or something for an episode or an idea, dude, shoot us a message. We're totally down for taking suggestions and doing little bits here and there. We're evolving podcasts. We want to just keep evolving and keep doing crazier stuff. That's why we did a new theme song today, because it was fun.
Yeah. So. And if you want to see the cosplay photos that I took, be sure to look at them on Facebook.
They are on Facebook.
And probably later on Instagram when I give them to Samantha.
Yeah, Samantha is supposed to be starting the Instagram very soon. Hopefully by the time this podcast is released, she will have the Instagram up, and that link will be in our video description probably as well, if it is. So, and when it is. So, all right, guys, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next time in episode 8. To be continued.
Peace.